Contextuales desde adentro, tu lugar para conectar con la psicología contextual. Un podcast de Ana Karenina Alvarenga.
Si te gustan los vídeos de Contextuales desde adentro, suscríbete a mi canal y activa la campanita para recibir todas las notificaciones. Y si además me puedes dar un like y dejarme un comentario, me ayudas a seguir creando más contenido para vos. Nos vemos.
Okay, so Robyn, thank you for that wonderful role play. I love the intervention. Would you care to explain what you were trying to do, what you were trying to accomplish with Anna?
Yeah, so essentially what I was first conceptualizing as she was describing to me what was going on for her is that she's inside of an inherently paradoxical problem. I don't want to be rejected, so I'm going to be alone, so I don't get rejected. So then you have the pain of loneliness versus the pain of rejection. And that loneliness is also a place where you're sitting inside of, I'm rejectable. Mm-hmm. So rejection is there anyway. So I just, like, as we started to explore, spent a moment just sort of approaching that inherent paradox that you can find sometimes in the problem of trying to control emotion. Okay. Is that you get what you don't want. Mm-hmm. You feel what you're running from. And then wanted to explore a little bit about this thought of I'm unlovable. Mm-hmm. And see if I could get a little bit of diffusion and compassion going with respect to it. It's not a straightforward kind of diffusion. It's like helping her see that she existed before she got the thought and that she was perfectly fine in that space, if that makes sense.
Yeah, well, it made sense. Like I was interpreting it, but I did feel it kind of my entire body soften around that space of I'm unlovable because I like this little girl carries it, and so you automatically soften. I mean the feeling softens. So yeah, I could feel it. It's powerful.
Yeah, and when you think about how long people can get inside of these thoughts like I'm not good enough, or they get fused with them and entangled and then struggle with them for really long periods of time, not remembering that like there was a young being back there who didn't used to think that way. So you don't recognize the learning. Mm-hmm. That being wasn't inherently unlovable.
Yeah.
A thought just got on board that said something like that. And so wanting to create that softening, like this is a 6-year-old who's caught in this terrible situation, and this, languaging process unfolds that lands her in this place of, I've got to be invisible in order to be loved. And then we have that paradox again, right? Where invisibility equals love, but being invisible actually means you don't go out and meet people and get love. So you've got another inherent paradox. So just gently pointed to that one. And both of those two paradoxes you could keep working on, right? If you don't want it, you've got it. And so avoidance and control doesn't work if you're seeking to have intimate relationship. Yes. Right. This is why I asked her, at the very beginning, was this a choice or an avoidance or an escape? And, after looking at it, she says, I think it's escape. And so this is why I pursued this avenue.
And it's interesting because when you're as a client and you can see it, it's not obvious to you that you are protecting yourself. It's like I'm entangled in this way of in this behavior, in this pattern of behavior that doesn't really work, but I don't know how to get out of it. And when you see it, I'm scared, I'm protecting myself, even though I believe it's a choice, but at the same time I'm it's all mixed up. As you were asking me these questions, it was like becoming clearer and clearer, like the behavioral pattern unfolded in front of me. And it was, I mean, emotionally it was strong, but there was a soft, approach to it. I could actually be around it.
Yeah. And, that was a role play. And so if we'd had a longer, like a full session, we might have really spent some time unpacking that and looking at, how we learn language, but in a really sort of like I'm teaching you kind of way, but an exploratory kind of way, like we did with this brief exercise.
Mm-hmm.
And then part of where I'd want to head with her is inside of that softening and recognition that she learned it. Can she start to take on a different relationship with it? Because she won't be able to unlearn it. We don't unlearn.
Yeah.
And that thought's not going to disappear because she wants it to go away. But if she's truly interested in intimate relationship, she'll have to carry that thought. She does carry it, but we're going to expand and open up and create opportunities. And it also means she's probably going to have to be vulnerable. And, if you want intimacy, vulnerability is part of it. And so it might be that she would be rejected. If you could say she starts getting connected to people, there's going to be times when, just because of the way the world works or the way people interact with each other, that rejection is possible. Even inside of very loving relationships, there can be rejection.
Yeah.
And so would you be willing to feel that in the service of having connection? Doesn't mean you'll be rejected all the time, but if you don't reach out and connect with people, then you'll always feel rejected. Yeah. So it's like broadening this place of experiencing so that all is welcome, but I'm going to do it in the service of creating intimate relationships.
And one thing that I want to say is that I love it. I love that you pointed that you're not going to unlearn it. It's already there. Like you already presented it, and it wasn't like, it was like in the middle of the interaction. It wasn't like you have to accept it. No, this is a soft space, and it comes from a difficult place, and I cannot change what happened to you, but we can live in a different way. So it's amazing.
Exactly. Yeah, so that would be my conceptualization.
Okay, so thank you, Robyn, very much. I'm really grateful that you accepted to do this, and hopefully we'll see you another day.
My pleasure.